Hi everyone! Today I am sharing a layout with you that I made with my February hip kit, and I actually, when I dropped my youngest child off at preschool the other day, her teacher gave me this picture to take home, and it was from back in January when they had donuts with Dad at the preschool. And so I took it home and I was like, oh, I'm going to scrapbook this today. So I started looking for the papers that I wanted to use, and I was struggling because my daughter was wearing pink and red, and I was having a hard time finding anything that really went with it. And so then I remembered the February kit had pinks and reds mixed in, so I pulled that out, and sure enough, it worked. So right now I am just mounting my photo on some of the different papers, and that reddish paper is from We Are Memory Keepers, the Love Notes collection, and that was the 6x6 pad, and I just took it out and then ripped a piece and mounted it. And if you watch Missy Whidden, I'm sure you've seen her do that technique where she rips her papers. Hers look a lot better than mine do when she does it, but that's okay. You got to practice to get good at these things, so I'll just keep trying. So, and then I mounted it on that Webster's Pages piece of paper, and I think that's from the Beautiful Chic line. That was one of my most favorite papers, as well as this one from the Amy Tan stitched line with the flowers on the, like, the grayish black. And I like the way that the grayish black piece of paper kind of makes it pop off of that background paper that's the kind of the wood grain piece of paper, and that's also from Webster's Pages Beautiful Chic line as well. And I had different plans for that that piece of paper, but I finally just decided I was going to use it instead of waiting and trying to do what I really was wanting to do. So anyways, so I took a stencil here because I wanted to add just a little bit of texture on there, and then I took and used one of my paints, and the stencil is by Stencil Girl, and it's just like these little triangles, and then it also has like dots in a triangle shape as well. And you really don't see a ton of it once I put the picture down, but it just adds a little bit when I get done. So I get that done, and then once I do that, I cut out all the part where I was drawing and everything, but I take some clear gesso, and which I put way too much, and I'm just spreading it with my fingers, and eventually you'll see me, I'm gonna wipe it with a paper towel because I just had so much on there. So I got my paper dry again, and then I pulled out my gelatos, and I used one of the pinks in my kit of gelatos, and I'm just doing the method of where you just put it on packaging and then just kind of splotch it down with your hands. So I did that in the same spots where I had my acrylic paint on there, and I apologize once again, it's kind of cutting off the bottom. My daughter hung something on my little thing that I used to video, and it got it all out of whack as far as where it is placed, and now I cannot get it back to where it was before no matter what I do. So I gotta figure out a different way to get my video rigged up, because right now I'm using my husband's tripod up on my table, and then I have the gooseneck clamp hooked to that. But anyways, so here I pulled out like a bluish color of gelato, and I'm just spreading that on a little bit with my fingers. I put it right on the paper and then spread it. At first I was going to try and do the packaging thing, and decided to just smear it on. And once I get everything down, you really don't see the blue, but that's fine. It just allows me to play a little bit and, you know, try different techniques. So I put dimensional adhesive on the picture to kind of lift it up just a little bit off of the page. And then I was kind of looking through all of my stuff, all my embellishment stuff that I have, and I'm pulling out some of the die cuts from the My Mind's Eye Jubilee mixed bag. I still have a ton of die cuts, so I pulled a couple out, but I'm going to stick my photo down, and then once I do that, I'll get working on the rest of the layout here. So I pulled out a chipboard from the Crepe Paper Notes and Things with the two. I thought that was cute, so you know, since it's the two of them. And there was a heart from the mix bag, so I used that as well and stuck that under there as a little layering piece. Add some extra color. And I put some dimensional adhesive on that, and I put some wet glue on there as well. And I think my fine line applicator is going to get here today if the site is correct, and it says it's out for shipping, so we'll see. Took a little bit longer than I thought it should have, but I'll be glad to give it a try. So I'm just getting things stuck down. I put some stuff on the bottom part of the photo as well. There was a cute little a little pop of red that I wanted to put there, and it said adorable, and then I used the little green and white like diamonds underneath the photo as well. And then I have that red flower up top, and so I'm just tucking that under. And then that other tag is, you know, multicolored, and it said life is an adventure. I apologize for clearing my throat so much. I don't know what I've been getting over, either a cold or I don't know what it is, but it's driving me crazy. So I was looking at the rub-ons, and I don't remember if I used them yet. I will eventually. Oh, so I pulled out off of the chipboard sheet from the crepe paper notes and things. There are these little arrows, and I played with them a bunch. I cut that part out, but I ended up settling with them on both sides, and so there were 3 gold ones and 3 of like a greenish tealish color, so I just split them up on the different sides and just mixed them. So I had like a gold, teal, gold, and then teal, gold, teal on the other side. And I glued those down with my wet adhesive because, you know, when you use the clear gesso, it makes your paper kind of gritty and stuff really does not stick. So I was definitely using quite a bit of wet adhesive on this layout. And I don't know why, but lately I've been really struggling with doing my embellishments, and this was no exception. I struggled with this too. But in the end, I like it. So once I get those stuck down, I can't remember if I go to my title next or if I do rub-ons. Looks like I'm going to do rub-ons maybe. So there were these like a big cluster of hearts, and so I cut them in half, and I put 3 up in the top right, and then next I'm going to take the other 3 that are left, and then I'm going to use those in the bottom left hand corner. So this kit is really still one of my favorites, and I used to try and just kill kits before moving on, but I've decided now that I'm just going to keep them, you know, for as long as I can in the iris containers, and then when I need more space with those, I'll just move them into bags and put them in my shelf, and then pull them out when I have photos that go good with the kits. Because I'm getting so behind, and I want to play with the new kits when I get them. So I just got really behind when I was back in like January, February. Life got really busy, so I've been playing catch up ever since. And then we've had sick kids and all that stuff. You know how it goes. So I pulled out the thickers, the foam ones, the Cal Barteschi ones from the Amy Tan line, and I'm spelling out Daddy and me, and so I'm going to do Daddy and the word me in those thickers, and then I'm going to go back to the chipboard sheet and pull the ampersand. It's like a wood grain ampersand, and put that with the title in the middle. And so I know I'm going to curve that around, but I'm just trying to look at it and see if that's really going to look okay, if I want to do that or put it straight across somewhere. But I decided to go ahead and curve it around. So, and I spare you from watching me do all of it because I moved them a couple times to try and get them all lined up. But eventually I get it all lined up. And even the foam thickers, which normally stick well, they weren't sticking great because of the gesso on the page. So you won't see me do that, but I did go back and add just a little bit of glue, just in like one spot under each letter, so that I knew they would definitely stay once they got stuck down. But you can see I'm kind of just following like the circular pattern. It just, that piece of paper is like a tree cut, you know, you're looking at the tree trunk cut. And so I'm just kind of following the circle. And so I'm going to, I think this is where I glue, yeah, I'm going to glue that ampersand down. And you see how easy it came right off the paper. So get that back where I want it. And then after that is when I did add just a little bit of glue to the pink foam thickers as well. And then I'm going to add some gold sprinkles. And I kind of feel like now maybe I should have put some black India ink on here just for a little bit more oomph, but I'm not going to go back and do it. It's done, you know. So I put sprinkles up in the top right and the bottom left corner. And I'm at the end of my bottle here. I've got a brand new one, which I had lost, but I did finally find it. So I'll probably consolidate and put the old in with the new. And so now I'm using some of the enamel dots that were part of my Mind's Eye collection. And I didn't have enough for like all of one color, so I just kind of split it up between the black and the like lime greenish color. That area right there by Daddy kind of bothered me because I felt like it needed something. But I just used the enamel dots and said, okay, I'm done with it. So anyways, and so I added a few more dots over there. And the bottom right hand corner was kind of bugging me because I felt like it needed something, but nothing that I did was working right, so I just said never mind. But I did add a strip at the top and the bottom of the layout of this Amy Tan paper because I just felt like it needed something to make it pop. It was too bland, so I put it on the top, and now I'm putting a strip on the bottom. And I'll get that stuck down. And after that, I add my journaling. And I thought, well, maybe I should have done my journaling along that circular line as well. That might have made me feel better about the bottom right-hand corner, but I didn't, so whatever. It is what it is. I cut out a whole section where I was using some other the tiny tile stickers. I was trying to spell out Donuts with Dad along the little circle, but that didn't work. So I finally pulled them off and said, okay, enough is enough. So I actually did my journaling, and then I went back and drew some lines. So it's probably not perfectly straight, but I wasn't too worried about it this time. And then once I draw those lines, I just pulled out one of my roller date stamps and stamped the date a couple times. And then that's where I'm going to call it good and all finished. So next I should have some still shots coming up to show you. And I thank you for watching another video, and I will see you soon.